Properties of rational exponents. The thing with rational exponents is they're still exponents.
I'll be back.
Remember when we started chapter 2 and we made that foldable with all the properties of exponents on it?
Yeah.
It was like 7 properties. Those properties are still the same. Okay, so I'm going to run through them quickly and make sure you remember them.
Oh, we gotta go back over there.
Because now the only difference is we're doing the same thing now, but we're doing it with fractions. Brandon, put that away. So, for example, if I have 2 to the 1/2 times 2 to the 3/4, I'm multiplying, but the bases are the same. So what do I do? You add the exponents, right? Same thing we did before. Now, watch what I'm doing here. Because I'm combining the exponents, the bases are staying the same. Okay? So it's 2, and I do 1/2 plus 3/4. Now, adding fractions is hard. Okay? So if you have a calculator, use it. The reason adding fractions is harder than anything else is because the denominator, exactly, Dwight, the denominator has to be the same. So anytime you have a fraction, put a parenthesis.
1.25.
1 divided by 2. Fractions are division problems. Plus,
3 divided by 4.
Duh.
now, when I hit enter, I get a decimal.
1.25.
I don't want a decimal. Okay? Exactly. If I start with a fraction, I need to finish with a fraction. These are rational exponents. They need to be in fractions.
Is that a divide?
So if you hit the math button, yes, that's a division. If you hit the math button, you see the first option says fraction. Cameron, put that away, please.
5/4.
Enter, and I get 5/4.
Okay, then what do you do after you enter the fraction?
Okay.
You don't have to math?
You put math 5 what? Or math?
No, math fraction.
Math, enter.
What you get?
You get 5/4.
If you have, just say, ask me again.
Could it also be 3 and 1/4?
Well, but you want to leave it as an improper fraction whenever you're talking about exponents.
Here, come here real quick.
What if you don't have the math button?
Hold on, it's
No,
what
it'd be
you
1.20.
Then you're screwed.
Pretty much. I'm gonna show y'all on these. Give me just a second. If you have the little TI scientific calculators,
I have it.
after you put
I got mine.
the fractions, guys, if you could stop talking while I am. 1 divided by 2 plus, I'm putting it in the exact same way. 3 divided by 4.
That's a plus.
Is there a math sign on
Why
that?
don't tell me divide, bro?
You should see a little button if you have this kind
No,
of
it's
calculator.
not.
Excuse me, guys. If you have this kind of calculator, when you get a decimal, so I've got 1.25 right now.
I got 1.
If you see the little button that says PRB, right above it, it says FD. Do y'all see the button I'm talking about?
Yeah.
If you do second and then hit that button, it'll turn it into a fraction for you. Okay?
Mine going from fraction to decimal.
Second and then this button.
Cause I already had it on fraction.
That problem.
You press second and then have total.
Now, here's the problem with these calculators, okay? It's giving it to you as an improper fraction, so it would give it to me as 1 1/4. To fix that, you then have to go in and hit second, and there's a little button that says A, B over C, and that's what you push to get it into an improper fraction. Alright, so make sure whatever kind of calculator you have right now, you can add 2 fractions and get them back to an improper fraction. The TIs, the graphing calculators, are the easiest to do it with. The little TIs are not quite as bad, it's just a little bit more in the series of steps. Yes, Kevin?
Which TI would you need?
Which what?
TI would you need?
83 or better?
So I should get, it's supposed to be 5-4, right?
Yes.
2 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Is this the first one that you guys?
Yeah. Yeah. Multiplying same base, we're adding the exponents, okay? So that takes us through, everyone should be able to do it. Darian, put that away. All right, so now, let's do the next property. Let's take the exact same
Exponent?
numbers, but let's raise the exponent to another exponent. When
So
you
those are
raise a power
multiplied
to a power,
Uh,
absolutely you
So
multiply.
it'll be 3/8.
Now,
3/8.
You straight across multiply.
straight across multiply. Fractions are easy to multiply because you just do top times top and bottom times bottom.
3/8.
If you use your calculator though, it's gonna go ahead and simplify it for you.
Bet.
3/8 can't be simplified.
Yeah.
1/2, well, some of them can though, that one might not, but.
Is that a plus sign in the middle? I got the.
Multiply.
Very
When you do a power to a power, you multiply. So the base stays the same. The base stays the same, but I multiply this, so it's top times top and bottom times
So
bottom.
we have the same base, so all we have to do is multiply and add the exponents.
Well, when you're multiplying, the base is the same, you add it. These are the same properties we did before. In fact, if you have your foldable, you can probably follow through where we did it before.
You can do that way.
The difference, the only difference here is, instead of these being whole numbers, they're fractions. So you've got to be able to add, subtract, multiply, and divide fractions now. Yes? Sure?
I was confused. Do another one.
I'm going through the 7 properties right now.
7.
What was the first one? Adding?
Yeah, that was the, product, no, power of product.
You might want to do it, you label it, so you use it like this.
So wait.
Label them, this is property number 1. I don't make you know the name of
Ms.
this.
McGee, so we're doing the same thing, we're just using fractions.
Absolutely, yes. That's
So
why
it
I'm going a
says
little bit
two?
faster than
I don't need,
you.
I don't need to pay attention, I just go to sleep.
You need to pay attention.
Is something different, or is it all the same thing?
Same thing, we're gonna pull them all together in just a minute.
First one was product.
Cause you taking forever.
What's up, dude?
Lady said she already got this.
All right, now here, let's change it up a little
Miss
bit.
McGee,
Change it
I
up.
said we don't even need to know the properties on it. We already know those things.
You don't need to know the names of the properties.
We need to know that.
1/2. 1/4. That's just plus
Let's
2/5.
When you are multiplying inside the parentheses, okay? When you're multiplying inside, hey, when you're multiplying inside those parentheses,
Yeah.
what do you do with the exponent on the outside? You distribute. Now be careful because we said when you add or subtract, you don't. But when you're multiplying inside,
You do both
you
of
do.
them.
You do both of them.
You distribute.
You distribute.
See, I can work with fractions, but that one before, I can't work with them.
Yeah, you can.
So that's basically. And guess what?
Okay?
How you gonna tell me what I can do, Miss McGee?
Because I know you can.
So you say you got faith in me?
Yep.
You my nigga.
Alright, let's look. What number am I on? 4?
So Miss McGee, for number 3, that was all we had to do?
Yeah, I'm just running through, guys. I need your attention. Girls. Wait, how'd you stop that? And we're not solving right now. I'm just showing you the properties, then we're gonna put them all together and we're gonna do some examples. Yes, Lily.
So the one that you distribute on, isn't that multiplication still?
Yeah. What happens?
Just a different way to do multiplication, right?
And we did this yesterday.
So, Miss McGee, that's all we gotta do.
What happens if that exponent becomes negative?
You put it in the.
You flip it.
fraction.
You flip it. It flips over and goes to the bottom. If it's in the bottom, Brandon, and negative, we flip it and put it up top.
No,
If
you
it's in
said
the
we
top
can.
and negative, we make it positive and put it in the bottom.
Oh, yeah, it's a fraction.
Now, it doesn't have anything to do with making the number negative. It doesn't have anything to do. If the base were negative, that doesn't have anything to do with it. Several of y'all did that on your homework and on your quiz. The only thing that impacts the flipping is if the exponent itself is negative.
Very
Okay?
nice.
So isn't that just 5. You don't have to put the fraction, right?
Right.
Any of them boom?
No, you do have to put the fraction. Yes, you
You
do.
have to
Sorry,
put
you
the
do. Guys, Gil,
Gil says so.
Yeah, boy, they're the
what if?
So that's all we gotta do for number 4?
Yep.
Smile.
These are properties. It's not really number 4. We're just running through some properties. Let's say I have the same base, but I'm dividing this time.
You multiply everything by the
You gotta
time.
flip.
No, you subtract.
The reciprocal.
You subtract. DeAndre's right, actually. You subtract. Remember, if they're on top and bottom,
You can't
with the
subtract
base is the same, but the base is the same. It's 2.
You keep
But
the
the
base,
exponent's
you
not,
keep
so
the
it
doesn't
base,
matter
you
about the
subtract
exponent.
the fraction.
Exactly.
So it's gonna be like 1.
So it's going to be 3/4 minus 1/3. Well, I don't know that I want to go through all that. So again, I'm going through that same sequence in my calculator, okay?
It's 12 is the most common denominator, so it's gonna be something over 12.
3/4
9
minus.
Minus.
Oh, wow, error. Quick
2 and 5
syntax
12s.
error.
9 over
Did you do minus or negative? Brandon?
No, I screwed it up. I
Okay.
It's 5 12s.
1, 6, 11.
Make sure, guys, I keep saying this over and over and over. Make sure you can get this on the calculator that you have.
Yeah, I do that in my head.
That's fine.
God, I wish I could dunk.
Remember, the little calculators here, second prop, second ABC. Caroline's calculator, second table.
30x.
All right.
I'm not gonna dunk.
Carolyn's special.
Last one, boys, boys. Gil,
We were talking about math.
I don't care what you're talking about, stop. Let's say, we'll use some variables this time. What happens? If I'm dividing in the parentheses and I have this exponent on the outside, what
Goes top
happens?
and bottom.
Is that right?
Just
It goes to what?
Top and bottom.
Top and bottom.
I was like to distribute, but I couldn't get it out. But basically, it's distributed.
It is, it is. All right, let's do some examples using these properties.
hold on, wait a minute, cuz.
Oh, that's a 5. Let me make a note too.
We're not doing anything.
I'm teaching. That's what we're doing right now. That's what this is called. When I'm up at the board giving you notes, it's called teaching. It means you be quiet.
Gosh, brain.
All right.
I didn't know I got some.
Alright, I'm ready, Miss McGee.
If you, at any point, let me go to a new page. At any point in these properties, if you combine the exponents,
What happened to the problem?
that was it.
What you started
Okay.
writing notes?
If you combine exponents, I know, but I went to another page because I want to remember. I'm looking at my page. For instance, I think the one we did was like 2 to the 1/2 times 2 to the 3/4. Okay. And we said we combine, yes, we said we combine these exponents, right?
Yep.
You can't combine the exponents and the base, okay? In other words, this doesn't become 4 to the, what did that come to?
1,
5/4.
5, 12.
You can't combine both of them, okay? So if you combine the exponents, you have to leave the base alone. Even if it's a number and not a variable.
That's always.
Always.
Hey, guess what?
But here's a little stickler.
Oh gosh.
If the exponents are the same when multiplying or dividing, I'll give you a second to catch up with me because this is important.
Let's do rest of it.
Ah, what's it doing?
Shut down.
Something.
Is it not?
No. If the exponents are the same whenever you're multiplying or dividing, for instance, 4 to the 1/2 times 5 to the 1/2. Notice what's the same here.
The exponents
Yeah.
this time.
You just-
Now
you
this
add
doesn't
base.
work when you're adding or subtracting, only multiplying or dividing. You can combine the bases and leave the exponent the same.
You're right.
Who's emailing you? Is it me, Mom?
No, it's not mine.
Okay?
Probably right.
So if you look at what's in pink there, I could actually rewrite that as 20
And a half.
to the 1/2. Okay? But you cannot combine both. If you combine the bases, you can't also combine the exponents. It has to be one or the other, not both.
Always.
Always. And only when you're multiplying and dividing, not adding and subtracting.
Yeah.
I'm going to put several examples up here at one time, and then...
Who's that?
See, I certain ringtones from certain people.
Then we'll work through them all together. So copy them down.
A lot. And good too.
Guys. Oh
It's in the video now.
Please do that.
I'm glad the video can't see my face turning red.
They can hear your voice.
You just told him that.
Now we all know.
That's a 5, by the way.
I'm just gonna have a mom call you one more time.
Or maybe somebody's hacking the phone now.
I know this looks like a lot, but it is.
Did you just say this? Yeah, she said it is.
This looks complicated, but it is. Your video is gonna get wrecked by your own phone.
Pay attention, pay attention, pay attention.
Okay, whenever you leave, give me the subs number.
Okay. All right, look at number 1.
You not coming back here tomorrow?
Look at number 1.
Boom, combine 1/4 and 1/2. 2 times 2 is 4.
The bases are the same. I'm multiplying, so I do what with the exponents? Add. So it's 7. If you put this on your calculator, everyone should get 3/4.
What?
Thank you.
I got 1/8.
1/2 is half of 1/4.
Oh, Miss McGee, we don't have time for this.
Darion.
So you just add to the 1/4. And you get 3/4.
Thank you. 1/2 plus 1/4 gives me 0.75, which if I convert to a fraction is 3/4.
Isn't
Yeah.
1/3?
All right. Where?
Number 2.
Yes.
You said 1/4.
I'm on this one. All right. Now, look at the parentheses of number 2. I'm looking for either like bases or like exponents. Do I have either?
No.
No. So the only thing I can do, Kevin, if you'll put that away, I appreciate it, please, is take this to both pieces. Okay? And I can do that because I'm multiplying inside, right?
Uh-huh.
Yes.
So when you have an exponent to another exponent, what do?
You put it over 1.
And you do what?
Multiply.
Multiply. Several of you are saying add. A power to a power is multiply.
2 over 2 is 2.
Okay. So I get 6. 2 times 1/2 is
2.
half of 2 is
1.
What was wrong?
No, what are you doing? Two
One
into two
half.
is two.
Multiply.
Oh, yeah, it equals
If you
one.
multiply a whole number by a fraction, actually less than.
That's what I was
Okay.
saying. But
And then 1/3 times 2 is
two.
thirds.
I like to move it.
Yes?
No.
Not really, but.
We like.
All right, where I need everybody with me. Okay, so where, if I lost you, where?
And now you said a multiply thirds.
1/3 times.
Yes,
So you just
1/3
put-
times 2 over 1. Top times top and bottom
So you
times
just put
bottom.
3/3.
You just put the 2 on top of the 1 on the bottom. Do like that and put it up like that. Don't just put.
Correct.
But Ms. McGee,
Or no, you can just put 2 on your
you want us
calculator.
to leave it like that?
Yes, yes,
Because
yes.
1 is equal to 3/3. And then
Yep, you could, or you can leave it like that. Either one. Listen, I can't go any further
the
because
whole number.
the bases are not, Lily, Lexi, the bases are not the same or the exponents are not the same. Neither one's the same, so I can't do anything else. Do you see the process I'm going through here?
Yes,
I'm looking for like bases and or like exponents, okay?
What is that?
Same thing here, okay? Notice what's going on. I have 2 different things going on here. That's a 5 on the 3, by the way. I could look inside the parentheses and I could notice that I have like exponents. And if
What?
the exponents are the same, I can do what with the base?
Multiply.
Multiply
So you
them.
got 12 to the
Or
fifth.
I could take this exponent to both first. It doesn't matter what you do.
Oh,
I
okay.
just write that,
Somebody said 12 to the 5th, and
Yeah,
you
I
can do
did.
that.
Yes.
Now I have a power to a power, so I do what?
Multiply.
What is 5 times negative 1/5?
1, negative 1.
Negative 1.
So it's just gonna be negative 12.
No, 1 over negative
It'll be 1 over
12.
Oh,
1 over
God.
just 12. It doesn't make the number negative, it just simply flips the base.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
Mr. McGee, did I get the video when I called you?
But not for like anything else.
We're gonna finish these and that's it.
Yeah.
Alright, number 4.
Can we not have homework in there?
I don't see an exponent on the top 5. What does that mean?
Leave it like
One.
this.
So if I have same base and I'm dividing, what do I do with those
Subtract.
exponents? Subtract them. So what is 1 minus 1/3?
2/3.
Negative.
Not negative,
5 and
but
2/3.
2/3.
'Cause
If
the
I
one-
have a whole pizza and I take a third of it away, what am I left with?
2/3.
2/3.
Some of the pizza.
Yeah.
Some of a pizza, yes.
But the sum of the pizza.
Alright, number 5.
Like a few slices.
Distribute to both.
Okay, a couple of things. I hear distribute to both. I
Oh,
also
you
noticed that the exponents are the same inside. And I know that
But they're not.
42 can be divided by 6, right?
What do we get?
Yep.
Yeah.
Number
it goes up
5
at
is
the
top.
time.
What's 42 divided by
7.
6?
And 6.
So now I can change that to 7 to the 1/3
To the square.
squared, which becomes,
7 to the 2/3.
yes, multiply that.
Wait, is that 1/5?
1/3, that's a 1/3.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes, why you look at her like that?
Very last one, and this one goes way back to chapter 2 at the beginning.
Okay.
Oh,
What was that?
Wow.
Jeez, Miss McGee.
I was trying to move that. Let's move it over here. I'm gonna make this a little bit skinnier so I got room to write. Alright. Tell me what you notice about number 6.
You can do
Oh,
that.
C is a negative.
The C is a negative.
So you gotta put it on the top.
Okay? I'm gonna put C3 and I'm gonna cross this out. What else do you see?
Your A is a 1.
Right, it's 1.
So you can put it out like 6/6.
So you can put it as 6 over 6,
So
yes.
you get 2A.
What else do you see?
6 over 6.
Can we like
56 and 7 can be broken
Yeah,
down.
wait, can we
Yeah.
56 divided by 7.
Just go ahead and do it. Just go ahead.
8.
Don't worry.
So you have 8 and 1.
You get lost, you get lost.
You good, right? Right.
I don't know. I'm just not paying attention.
You know.
Right
What's
now.
56 divided by 7?
It's 8.
You spoke, you speak.
All right,
Spoken.
stay, hush, stay with me, look. Shh. If I've got 1A up top and 5/6A's in the bottom,
Subtract.
I subtract. What is 6/6 minus 5/6?
A to the
1
1
6.
6.
How do you get 6/6?
Yeah.
Because 1 is equal to 6/6.
1
Baller.
6.
It was a 1,
1
and I made it 6/6 so that I could subtract the 5/6.
1 6.
If you just used your calculator and said 1 minus 5/6 and converted it to a fraction, you get 1/6.
B 3/4, and you break it down. And
There
C.
is no other B.
So it stays.
And there's no other C.
C
And
stays.
the C moved up.
There you go.
So it started out looking yucky and it finished up looking nice.
8, 8.
Not that.
Um,